Is this you? You're on YouTube searching for videos to help you learn more about how to better your craft, and you come across accounts full of videographers who feel far superior to you. I love going down a YouTube rabbit hole of these types of videos, and I often land on videos which are things like, we filmed a commercial in a week, or here's this new piece of gear and why you need it, which in the end ends up being way out of my budget and not something I even need. And somehow it leaves me feeling like I'm way behind. That is imposter syndrome, my friends. And let's take a beat to dig into why we shouldn't feel this way. Hey, I'm Jen. I'm a family filmmaker and photographer, and I'm your guide to adding video services to your already established photography business. You might be thinking, why are you watching these videos if it's not something that you do? And the truth is, they interest me because it's not something I do, and I love to learn. And these creators are often more experienced than I am, and I'm always trying to level up. But the truth is, I don't shoot commercials, and that expensive gear, it's way overkill for what I am doing with video. Regardless, it can be overwhelming and discouraging when you start to compare yourself to others who seem way ahead of the game. But I'm here to remind you these 3 simple truths when it comes to being a family filmmaker and why you should kick imposter syndrome right in the rear. You do not need the more expensive, highest quality gear to get the job done. The goal of a family film is to showcase everyday life and the emotion around all of it. And you can do that with the gear that you already own. I'm not saying quality of the end product isn't important, it definitely is. But you don't need to invest in a RED camera and a $4,000 cinematic lens to deliver that emotional family film to your clients. I'm a big believer that if you have gear that does the job and you're happy with the quality, you don't need to upgrade often. Gear such as lenses, audio equipment, external monitors, and the like are something that can last you years. Just because Rode dropped a new on-camera boom mic doesn't mean that you're now lacking because you have the older model. This, my friends, is great marketing and our society's obsession with everything new and shiny. You need to recognize that and let it go. Your process will look different than others, and that's what makes it amazing. Going back to I filmed a commercial in a week video that I recently watched, they covered having a crew, using tons of lighting, and a whole list of pre-production items like storyboarding and blocking. And sure, these things are important if you're working with a corporation who will eventually show the end product to millions of people on a variety of screens and resolutions, etc. But you're working with a family, and the goal is to deliver a film that caters to what's most important to that family. It'll most likely be viewed on a phone, a computer, maybe at most a television. It will be totally different than the videographer doing commercials, but will also be totally different between families that you serve. Your job, instead of storyboarding and blocking for light, is to listen to the family's most important activities and figure out the best way to capture the emotion of the scene. As family filmmakers, we go into homes that are lived in and not set up as a space to easily film and photograph. We go in blind, often never having entered the home before the session, and we have to make in-the-moment decisions about the best areas to shoot. We work with natural light. We're working with real people, not actors. One thing that I do to help prepare myself for a session is I use something called the photo reflection journal. This is a journal for photographers and videographers of all kinds. It's a 2-page system. So the first page is going to be pre-session, and it's going to walk you through some basic questions that you should be asking yourself before any session. And then there's also a page for post-session. What went wrong? What didn't go right? How did your shots come out? Did you do the things you wanted to do? It's a great tool. So I'm not necessarily storyboarding or shot blocking, but what I am doing is I'm intentionally thinking about my clients, the session, and what I want to do to make it the best possible. I'll link the photo reflection journal below if you want to check it out. I'm going to share the last reminder next, but before I do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment with the type of imposter syndrome that you suffer from most. You are exactly where you need to be with your craft. There are no shortcuts to getting better at being a family filmmaker. It comes from getting into the trenches, having problems arise, and you need to fix them on the fly. It comes from practice while not working with a client. A great way to get videography reps is to film your own family. When I first began learning video, I filmed our 4th of July weekends, I filmed vacations, I filmed everyday life of my family, and I learned how to work with what was in front of me, how to edit the footage into a story, and so much more. Use what you have in front of you and do the best you can. Whether you're just starting out and learning the basics of filmmaking, or you're a few years in looking to improve, you're right where you need to be. Just keep going and remind yourself there's no reason to compare yourself to others, and focus on the path that's ahead of you. Here's my challenge for you today. I want you to make a list of 5 or more things that make you a unique and wonderful photographer that has clients lining up to work with you. Write it on a Post-it and hang it somewhere that you'll read it often. I hang mine on the bathroom mirror. If you want to learn more about videography and family films, I've got a whole playlist that I will link right here for you to check out. I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you got some words of encouragement, especially if you needed to hear it, and I will see you in the next video.